I had the privilege of being a guest on your podcast. Thank you for that. And what I noticed right away is the unique thing about yours, which is you're always looking for everyone's because, and
Mm.
and that to me opened up a deeper level of conversation probably as a guest. How did you have that intuition to go about it that way?
Yeah, so Simon Sinek, who I love, wrote a book that start with why. And for over a decade, we've been
Refer to
talking
that a
about
lot.
your
Yeah.
why and what's your why.
Hmm.
And while I love that, I took it literal that you should start with your why, but then what you're actually fueled by is what I call your because. So, and Matt, we did this on the show, right? So if I ask you, what's your why? And then I say, well, why is that your why? That next sentence usually starts with, well, because, and I care about what you say in that moment. Because to me, that's your true accountability. If your children are your why, what's the reason that they're your why? And it usually is something like, because I want to provide a life for them that I didn't have, or because I want to secure their future. Like, I care about that because that tells me your actual character. And to me, that helps us connect. And you're right, most people never have connected with their because, but once they do, not only does it simplify their purpose, it gives them their actual purpose. And then you start living your because instead of just focusing on what your why is.
Yeah, love it. Um, I it was very apparent to me like this is gonna be different, and that's probably why your podcast is such a success because you're doing that with every guest.
It's all about the guest. Everyone has a unique journey that they've been on. Everyone has a unique because. And I think the listeners and viewers like that because, as we speak about our because, that then helps me as the host go deeper into their journey and things that they've overcome. And usually what happens is your because is a reason or the fuel to help you overcome things. Everyone in the world is going through something, has gone through something, and will go through something. And I think a lot of times we just need that confirmation that, hey, as successful as a Matt Ebert is, he's gone through something, right? And
Mhm.
here's how he overcame that. And now that's going to help me overcome that too. And so that's the whole premise of why I do what I do, bro, is to help others become the best humans that they can be.
What a great purpose to have. It's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Wanna maybe next ask you about some things you've said about leadership, kind of key insights that you share, and ask you about them one at a time. First, um, you've said that the team is reading you before you say anything. And
Mhm.
what maybe talk about that for me if you could.
Yeah. So I have this saying, right? If your presence doesn't make a difference, your absence won't either. And every good leader that I know is phenomenally present. Presence doesn't mean you have to say anything at all because your team has made a decision on whether they're going to follow you or believe in you before you utter a single word, right? Like if I know Matt, right, and he genuinely knows that I know and care about him, just by showing up for Matt, I don't have to say anything. Matt knows that I'm there. Conversely, your disposition also speaks before you utter a word. So if I come into a team huddle and my facial or physical disposition is frantic or upset or whatever, that has spoken and that's created tension in that room. No matter what I'm there to talk about, tension's been created. If I can come in calm, if I can come in with positive energy and a positive outlook, right? Like I now have
Mhm.
set that tone and that mood. Again, regardless of what we're about to talk about. So I tell leaders all the time, you have to be present, but then you also have to focus on your disposition because you could be giving off energy that really isn't there, but now your team has felt that and no matter what you say, it's going to come across the wrong way because your disposition is spoken before you have.
I noticed that especially the bigger the role gets. Like I have to bring the energy into every meeting, and it's tough sometimes because sometimes I'm going into a room to say something I've said 100 times already, and I'm not that excited about it because I feel like I'm a broken record. But it's
Right.
the first time that room heard it, so I got to come with it like it's brand new insights. It can be a tough thing for me, but y- you definitely the energy is felt.
Oh, absolutely. I laugh all the time because, Matt, I'm a huge sports nut too.
Yep.
And so, especially in college sports, if we talk college football or college basketball, especially now with NIL, you have a new team almost every year, but it's that same kickoff message that you're going to give. And so some of the older players are like, yep, I've heard this before, but that coach has to bring it the same way, tell the same stories, hit the same funny marker, the same passion or the same energy to get it going. But it's because they understand the disposition that they have, the energy that they're bringing is going to motivate or demotivate others.
Gonna jump to another one that you talk about, and that's composure. And
Yeah.
and you say that's a tool to use. Why is it such a valuable tool to have composure?
Because composure means that I've seen it before, right? As leaders, we're going to have challenges. We're going to have problems. If everything were easy, the world would be full of billionaires, right? But life is hard. Leading a team is hard. Building a company is hard. But you have to put in the reps. You have to put in the physical and mental reps. You've got to practice. You have to prepare so that in those moments of chaos, you can be the calm, you can be the composure. And so part of emotional intelligence is just that, right? Like instead of reacting like this in the snap of a moment, let me take 3 to 5 seconds. Let me take a minute. Let me gather myself so that my response, one, is composed and two, is thought through. I mean, we've all been in the situation. Matt, as much as I feel like I get emotional intelligence right, I still have to practice it, dude, because there's moments where I want to respond really quickly to an email or to a social comment or to a review or whatever. But then I have to realize, like, hey, like, one, maybe it was the truth. And then two, how I respond is going to be how I'm remembered,
Mhm.
right? And composure allows that to really sink in because as a leader, if you're watching or listening, I want you to understand you're really judged in your moments of response. How you respond is usually the mark that you're leading your team with and that you're leaving your team with. And if you're not composed, the last thing that anyone's ever going to remember is, oh, well, Matt was really frantic when he came in, or Matt was really nervous, or Matt just went off and didn't try to understand anything we were trying to say. Like this rubbed Matt the wrong way. So now I know how to get under Matt's skin, or now I know how to tell the story of who Matt is. So my version of Matt is what I'm going to go tell 500 other people. And now, guess what, Matt? Those 500 other people, that's who they think you are too. And
That's
so
right.
composure allows all that for you to control your narrative of who you are. But number two, it's just a good thing to practice to make sure that you understand moments, that you've prepared for moments, and that it doesn't overwhelm you.
You know, I have the composure thing pretty good, I believe. Of
Mhm.
course, somebody else may say different, but and literally, it's because the company's so big. Like 1,000 things go wrong by 10 a.m. And if you weren't
Right.
composed, like I'd probably be in have a nervous breakdown or ulcers or who knows what. But I bring this up because what I've also noticed though is there are times where the composure works against me because the audience, and this wouldn't be necessarily, I'll set the stage for this, say a boardroom or at home with my wife, like they're looking for me to be
Yeah.
excited. And so like the composure almost is like sending off a signal that I don't see the problem like they do. And so
Yeah.
it's backfired on me. Have you ever ran into that? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think what you're actually describing is more calm than composure, right? Like, I
Okay.
think sometimes your disposition can be calm or relaxed. And some people are like, well, wait, are you here? right? Are you that stoic in the moment that you're not emotionally available or emotionally present? So I think again, understanding your surroundings. So again, when I said part of composure is the mental and physical reps, right? It's being prepared. Well, if you know that you're in this boardroom and that they're looking for that energy, you can still be composed and deliver high energy. You can be
Yeah.
composed and deliver no energy, right? So I think it's understanding who you're being present for and the energy that's needed, but that energy is still composed, right? Because you're controlling it. So when I look at composure, I look at controlling those emotions. So I can control my emotions and bring them up when I need to. I can also control my emotions and bring them down when I need to. So composure for me is just controlling those emotions.
Yeah, or even a customer. Sometimes I find
Yeah.
in those moments, what's helped me is just to acknowledge, like, I understand you're upset, or I yes, you're right. This is a big problem.
Yeah.
Now now let's talk about what we can do to remedy it, make it right, whatever the conversation may be. But what's helped me, because I've noticed it backfire on me to be too composed, is to just acknowledge, hey, this is a big problem. You're right. Now let's get to it. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you want more Podcrash in your life, which of course you do, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Catch you next time.